Good evening. This video is all about appearing on our talk radio shows, most of which are called Stop Child Abuse Now. We do our radio shows 6 nights a week, every night except Saturday, and there's always at least an element of community participation that we encourage. And the way that we do the shows are on Sundays and Mondays, we do shows that are topic driven, and they're usually things that deal with current events. We provide a series of articles. You can pick any article you want. Discussion ensues. We usually get 6 or so topics on each of those shows, and everybody that calls in can participate. The number to dial for that show and all the shows is always the same number. It's 646-595-2118. 646-595-2118. And as I said, every day except Saturday. But we do need volunteer panelists on all the shows, so we hope that you'll join us. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we use open mic discussion style shows, and these are topic driven too, but they are topics that you bring to the episode. So the people that call in will find that there's a co-host there, a survivor and or professional person, in addition to the host, who is there to help field questions or lead the discussion on whatever you want to bring up and ask them. So these are survivor and or professionals. Sometimes they're hyphenates. They're both a survivor and a professional. Sometimes they're only professionals, but they're there in their capacity to field some of the questions and so forth. On Wednesdays and Fridays, this is when we do our special guest shows, and I really want to emphasize that tonight. As far as appearing on Scan radio shows, yes, we do need panelists every night. But we also need at least twice a week on Wednesdays and Fridays, special guests, we call them. Special guests are survivors who are primarily survivors who tell their story. The host leads them through the process of describing their young life, the trauma of their young life, perhaps their school age years and their adolescence and then their young adulthood. And eventually the host will lead them into how the trauma that they experienced as a child manifested in adulthood. How did it affect their choices, their decisions, their relationships, and on and on and on. And then finally, at the end of that show, towards the end of the show, and we try to do this with about a third of the show left, we just get into discussing their healing journey or their solution or what their recovery is like. So they'll talk about the techniques and tools that they've used, how far it's brought them to this point, and then we'll culminate, generally speaking, with their hopes for the future. Now, normally speaking, we have anybody can do these shows, and some of them have their own website, their own advocacy, and that's fine, or they're a book that they've written. We always make sure that we include information about this in the written description of the show and discuss it on air, because the written description of the show travels with the show no matter where it goes. So the link to a person's social media profile, perhaps their web page, where to buy their book, and so forth, they'll also appear in the description, and they'll always be there attached to that particular episode. We've done 2,700 episodes, or very, very close to that at this point. And these are very popular shows. And the reason we do them is not for ourselves and not for the special guest, but for the newcomer. And from our perspective, if even one newcomer gets something out of listening to one of these shows, it's been worth doing. It's like we're planting that mustard seed that we always talk about, and we hope that that mustard seed will ask the newcomer or suggest to the newcomer that it would be a good idea to go check out the NASCA.org website, which is the hub for everything we do, the centerpiece for everything we do, and or just simply call back another night and listen to the show again. By the way, you can listen to these shows over your computer at blogtalkradio.com/NASCA, and then select the top show that's listed there, and the one that's going to be live in a few minutes will be the one that you'll be listening to, or the one that's currently running. So it'll either say on air or 3 minutes to showtime or something. Select that. It'll take you to the right page, and you can hear it over your computer. If you then want to call in, turn your computer sound off, dial in, and you'll hear the show on your phone, which you don't need to listen to your computer then, because we do encounter sometimes feedback or echo from people whose phones are actually hearing their computer at the same time. So If you call in, turn your computer sound off. But in any case, please do consider appearing on Stop Child Abuse Now talk radio shows. All you have to do is write to me, Bill Murray, and I'll send you information. They're easy to do, and we have quite a need to do them. So thank you very much for listening tonight. Always sign off. May God bless you and the children of the world, and God bless adult survivors of child abuse.